Last April last year, we voted Tinubu to be our next president, with every hope that things will change for better. Upon swearing in, the first bit of color he gave us was to remove the petroleum subsidy, throwing the whole nation who took in Obia into untold hardship. Prices of goods and services continue to rise. Tinubu, with all his charisma, cannot handle this country the way we want. Presently, we are experiencing the capital of the Meras, and as all this are happening, our lawmakers who have the constitutional power to call everybody to order, including President, Deputy Not. Particularly the Senate instance, they are busy budgeting for 160 million naira flashy cars, housing allowances. It is for God's sake. Is this the kind of our leaders who want to make voting mandatory for? Leaders that have turned out to be bunch of thieves, contractors, betrayers, unbelievers, and above all, taken from the constitutional boxer, the elected vote. I beg you, Baba God, scatter them, destroy them, including Enjik and Adi.
Yes, it has happened again. A 10 years old primary school boy blast President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other politicians in Nigeria. In a video that is going viral on the internet, a little boy of 10 years old was seen expressing himself in a debate. The little 10 years old primary school boy lamented a lot of odd that is taking place in Nigeria and how our political class are misbehaving. In the video, he spoke about Nigeria being forced to vote in a democracy. It will be recalled that in the just concluded 2023 election, especially in Lagos State, we will see how some set of people, especially MC Oluomo and his group, how they were going after people, insisting that they must vote for APC. Yes, that they will be dealt with. The little boy is saying that how can such a thing be happening in a democratic system when it is not an autocratic system, whereby people are being forced to cast their vote for a particular party. And he also said that the international body is supposed to intervene. The international community is supposed to do something about it, that such election was supposed to be cancelled. He then moved further by slamming the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said he was elected to be the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that he doesn't have the citizen at heart. That if he has the citizen at heart, on the very first day he was being sworn in, the very first thing he could do to appreciate Nigeria for voting him in as the president was to remove subsidy on the day of swearing in. Not just only that, on resuming office, he devalued the naira, which has actually affected our naira up to this present moment, that the naira has been floating all the while. Look at the two dangerous things he did on resuming office: removing the subsidy and also devaluing the naira, which have led to hardship and serious suffering in Nigeria today, which have led to starvation, which have led to chaos, which have actually crashed the economy up to this level that we are today. And then he also said that if the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can no longer handle the country, if he knows that he's not capable of handling the country, then he should step aside. That with his kind of charisma, the country is undergoing this kind of hardship and suffering, that if he cannot handle it, then he should step aside. Then he also lamented about the naira scarcity, that how in this 21st century there will be what is called naira scarcity. And he also blasted the Senate, the House of Senate and the House of Representatives, that those that are occupying the seat, that they don't have Nigeria at heart. That on resuming office, all they could do was to go and buy exotic cars that worth billions. Exotic cars that worth billions. That is not adding even any single value to the Nigerian economy. That they are there, that the Senate and the Rep are there for their own selfish interest, not to represent the interest of Nigerians. He also said that God should scatter and destroy all the Nigerian politicians, that they are too wicked, that they don't have Nigerians at heart. That if God can just rise up and destroy and scatter and destroy all Nigerian politicians, that it will be a very good way to go. He also slammed the government, both at the federal level and at the state level, for neglecting their pensioners, people that have served the country for 35 good years. After their devoted services, now they are being neglected. He said, especially the teachers, that they are being neglected. That some, at the end of the day, do fall sick, that they will be in critical condition. Not just only that, that along the line, some of them do lost their life. That's why are these politicians so wicked? And then in our plea that if the spirit of thunder can just come upon Nigeria and destroy all the politicians, so that we'll have a way to go, so that the country can have shape. And he also said that if God can just plan all of them and put them in a plane, in one plane, and crash land all of them, so that we'll have peace in Nigeria. Because the politicians of today, they are so wicked and mean. They don't have the interest of the common man in their heart. And lastly, he also lambasted the judiciary system in Nigeria. He said they give judgment to the highest bidder. That is how worst our judiciary system have gotten into. That they give judgment to the highest bidder. They don't want to know who is at fault. They don't want to know who is guilty. It is the highest bidder that they give judgment in favor. Please stay tuned to watch the video.
Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, thank you, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdul Kadir from Kasim Primary School, Agel. Strongly standing here before you to oppose the motion, which says voting should be mandatory. Firstly, the use of force in a democratic setting is unconstitutional. Forcing people to vote undermines democracy itself. Hence, democracy is built on the ideas of freedom of choice. People should be free to choose who to lead them. Making it mandatory to vote is directly taking away this freedom. Any government that tries to apply the use of force becomes authoritarian, attacking the personal liberties of its citizens. This alone disqualifies the assertion. The credibility of any election is for people to be allowed to come out en masse on their own to vote. That's even allowed the government and international community to assess the extent to which that election was successful. Having said that, consider the kind of politician we have in this country and how politics is being practiced. Who are we making voting mandatory for? Just April last year, we voted Tinubu to be our next president, with every hope that this will change for better. Upon signing him, the first bit of color he gave us was remove the petroleum subsidy, proving the one nation who took in Obia into untold hardship. Prices of goods and services continue to rise. Tinubu, with all his charisma, cannot handle this country the way we want. Presently, we are experiencing the capital of the matters, and as all this are happening, our lawmakers all have the constitutional power to call everybody to order, including President Deputy. Particularly the Senate instant, they are busy budgeting for 160 million naira flashy cars, housing allowances. It is for God's sake. Is this the kind of our leaders who want to make voting mandatory for? Leaders that are turned out to be bunch of thieves, partakers, betrayers, ugliness, and a proper taken up from the constitutional boxer. They are elected God. I beg you, Baba God, scatter them, destroy them, including Enjik and Adi, that try to make voting mandatory for us. Because of this great leader, we all know that today, hungry, starvation, and water need died is the order of them. Burn out of the insincerity of our leaders. It is often said that a child that licked his mother's pot of soup and flee tested the goes back to support the second time. The most painful part of this argument is that our retirees who have served this country for 35 years have been neglected. Particularly our teachers who taught and make this country great have been denied their gratuity. Some of the retirees have died. Some of them developed paralysis, while others on their sick bed as a result of inhuman attitudes of our government. Some of their children can no longer go to school because parents can afford paying their school fees again. These are people who are better 2 times the elite. They voted under some of them under rent, all with the hope that things will change for better. No way. And some unscrupulous elements are somewhere agitating for mandatory voting as if they are part of the changing of our greedy leaders. Oh, thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike strike so that we eliminate all of them, so that we have peace in our nation. We'll join them in one aeroplane so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents, i.e. the police and army, are being used by the ruling parties to scare away voters from the police station by the use of gun and daggers just to prevent the combusting building. And where that is not possible, courts are being used to turn over the outcome of the election, which is simply because the candidate is the incumbent or the highest bidder. Money. This thing has turned our country into misery, starvation, hungry. We are dying as the expense of some few greedy individuals. Yet, we are still preaching mandatory voting. What a nonsense! Introducing mandatory voting will be a calculated attempt to enslave us in our fatherland. Thank you.